the Adventurous Joe Show. The Adventurous Joe himself, Joseph Michaels. Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Adventurous Joe Show. I'm your host as always, the Adventurous Joe. And this week, we've got our Cosplayer Spotlight back once again. This week's Cosplayer Spotlight is on none other than the woman who started Cosplayer of the Week segment right here on the show. Seriously, people, it's Ivy Doomkitty. We'll be telling you more about her in just a moment. And also, our video game review of Far Cry 4. Notice how I roll my eyes to that one. You'll have to hear more about it when it's time. Also, our movie review of American Sniper. And Kids Review is back with with Disney's Wreck-It Ralph. I am so sorry, I'm getting real tongue-tied today. Must be all the stress. And also, we have a brand new anime review. And last but not least, a new Cosplayer of the Week. So, let's get started with our Cosplayer Spotlight on Miss Ivy Doomkitty. Coming up next. Alright people, welcome back. And this week it's Cosplayer Spotlight. So, now we're going to tell you about our cosplayer in the spotlight for this week. Is none other than Ivy Turner, otherwise known to her fans as Ivy Doomkitty. Now, this lovely young woman is the very first Cosplayer of the Week for the Adventurous Joe Show. She started Cosplayer of the Week on this show, and it went up from there. Not only is this woman an extraordinary cosplayer, an incredible model, and I'm sorry guys, but she is a married woman as well, to Mr. Turner. Dave Turner, A.H., otherwise known when I first met him as Dave Turner, Dave T. Asshound, actually is the husband of Ivy Turner, aka Ivy Doomkitty. Now, before Ivy got her cosplay started out in cosplay and stuff, she was a belly dancer. Did you know that? And a lot of people don't know that. But if you go back on one of her previous videos, I think it was like her video for Comic-Con for last year, she tells about how she used to be a belly dancer long before she ever was a cosplayer or a model. I like them apples, people. Anyways, we put together a nice collage of some of her awesome cosplays and modeling work, and we're going to show that to you now. Don't forget to send her big congrats and everything on Facebook, Twitter. She's all over the place. But remember, people, no vulgar comments of any kind. Any vulgarity in the comments section about anyone, whether it's our Cosplayer of the Week or our Cosplayer Spotlight, the cosplayer that we're spotlighting, will be deleted and you will be banned from this channel. Make that perfectly clear, and I hope you understand it. Alright, check out Ivy Doomkitty's amazing work, and we'll see you all afterwards. Enjoy! people, our cosplayer spotlight for this week is Miss Ivy Doomkitty. You want to check out more of her amazing work and stuff? Follow the link down below in the description to her official Facebook page and look through her amazing pics of her cosplays, her modeling. She does a lot of incredible work. Her and her husband both are in the cosplay stuff, and he does some amazing work himself. But see, the spotlight's on her, not him, so you get the idea. Either way, that's it for this week's Cosplayer Spotlight. We won't have one next week. Next week, we will have our comic book review back again, and then the following week later, we'll have another Cosplayer Spotlight. Who will be the next one in the spotlight? You'll just have to tune in then to find out. Alright, now, we're going to move on to our video game review of Far Cry 4. Coming up next. This week's video game review, and it's on Far Cry 4. Now, I'll tell you one thing right now. This game, not worth $60 frickin' dollars. Not even close. If you got it on Black Friday, you're lucky, you know, to pay it as much as you did. Because this game, not even close worth the $60 price tag it's labeled for. I'm sorry, but I was very disappointed in Far Cry 4. Okay, there was a lot of things that changed how I look at Far Cry. For one, I think it all stems from the whole fact of this whole women being desensitized in video games thing and shit like that. Okay, because Ubisoft had nothing in this one. Seriously, no sexual content whatsoever. No sex scene, no love scene, no love interest for the main protagonist and shit. Nothing. It was just plain stupid. I don't know why, but Ubisoft did it this way, and that's how it goes. Now, on top of all that, charging for a season pass is ridiculous. I mean, what they were charging for the season pass almost equal to the amount of the freaking game. Unbelievable! Are you crazy? Are you people fucking crazy? Either way, check out some of this gameplay footage now, and we'll tell you more about it. Alright people, welcome to Far Cry 4, or as it's known, as the country is known, Kyrat. That's right, Kyrat. It's almost like saying carrot. Either way, in Kyrat, you got a lot to deal with. Between wild and vicious animals, people that work for a crazy madman known as Pagan Min. Seriously, you have a relation to this Pagan Min character, but you don't find that out till towards the end of the game. Seriously. The game is just effed up badly, okay? I was so disappointed in this game. The good things about it, you still got your methods of gunning, getting different weapons, gunning down enemies, so on and so forth, but they got new skill sets as well. Like, for one, Death from Above. I love that one. You can jump off of, once you acquire this skill set, you can jump off rooftops, you can do aerial assault kind of shit, like Assassin's Creed does. And kill your enemy, just like that, from Death from Above. You stab them in the head or whatever you're going to do to them and shit. But, here's the kicker, okay? Some things in this game are really repetitive. For one, the drug usage. In order to find these different pieces of wall art or something, you have to take this drug, okay? You have to go on this trippy little adventure that's called Shangri-La. Seriously, Shangri-La. and you go on this trippy little adventure, and you're just like, oh man, I'm all spaced out and crap. Wow, what'd these guys give me? And, you know, just effed up crap, seriously. Then there's the arena, okay? You meet a woman named Noor, okay, and she is in charge of this frickin' arena where you have to fight to the death to survive, alright? Apparently the two guys that drugged you, okay, that you later meet them again later, okay, when you meet them again later, there's a difference in this one, okay? They help you understand, you know, why they drugged you. They're giving you drugs again and shit to reach this Shangri-La place and stuff. Okay, but here's the real kick about this damn thing. Alright? No potential love interest whatsoever. You meet 3 different women. One of them's an evil woman. One of them wants to find out what happened to her pagan men did to her family. And the other one is Amita. Okay? Amita is strange about her relationship to you and stuff. She acts like she wants to fall in love with you and shit, but then if you choose sides with her, now this is the real kick in the ass. If you choose sides with her and stuff, if you side with her and you kill Sabal, and or you just tell him to leave and don't come back and shit, well, it turns out whether you kill pagan men or you don't kill pagan men, okay, it turns out she turns into another pagan man. She tells the men and women of the village that their children have to join the Golden Path Army and shit, and in order to free Karat and all this crap. And I'm like, what the hell? Is this like supposed to be a joke or something? I meant seriously. Yuma is another character. She's a villain, okay? But she is a potential love interest as well. She could have been something more than just the villain, okay? She tries to seduce you even, alright? But that never goes anywhere. Mostly from the factor that you're drugged again and shit. This game was horrible. I am sorry to say it, but if anyone was to say, would you say Game of the Year for this? Absolutely not. No way in hell would I say Far Cry 4 is Game of the Year material whatsoever. Seriously. It was terribly repetitive. Over and over again, you had to go do these certain missions and so on and so forth. Side with Amita, side with Sabal. It don't matter. Either one, they both turn out the same. Another pagan min. And on top of that, if you kill pagan men, you never learn about Lakshmana. You never learn about where your mother wanted to be buried and shit. Okay? But if you don't kill pagan men, you learn the truth about everything. Now there's 4 different ways this ends. Alright? 1, you kill pagan men. Game's over. You never find out about Lakshmana or any of that other bullshit. 2, when you start the game at the dinner table there and shit, and he tells you, don't go nowhere, enjoy the crab rangoon, he'll be right back, wait 15 fucking minutes and he will be back. Then you both leave together and bury your mother's ashes right next to your so-called sister you never knew you had, named Lakshmana. Okay? And then, on top of all that, there's another ending. You still find out about Lakshmana, but Pagan Min takes off in a helicopter and leaves everything to you. Seriously. He tells you Karat was yours to begin with. He's just giving it back to you. But he's keeping the helicopter. You still have the option of killing his fucking ass in the helicopter. Once the helicopter takes off, you can blow it right out of the fucking sky. Ugh. But then, there's the stupid path of all this crap. Seriously. Okay? Siding with Sabal, siding with Amita, does nothing. Nothing! They both turn into another pagan min. And on top of all that, it's over, okay? You practically handed the country over to terrorists. This game is so stupid. I have never been so disappointed in a Far Cry game. Not since that Far Cry other one that was all like a comic book style, weird looking neon shit. Either way, final verdict on Far Cry 4, we're going with a 6 out of 10. Terribly repetitive, no love interest whatsoever, story a little off the beaten path, especially if you drug yourself to have to go to this Shangri-La place. It's terrible. The damn game was terrible. I had a lot of fun playing through it and shit, fighting enemies and crap. If you don't fucking die, that is, you will die a lot in this. Especially if you get attacked either by wild animals or you're getting shot half to death. And then on top of that, you have to do shit like pry the bullet out your damn arm, use a lighter and burn the damn spot to heal yourself. Keep yourself breathing. Bandages are another thing. Medical equipment. It's so fucking stupid in this game. Then on top of that, it gets all like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 anyway. Skin an animal. Take its pelt and make it into something. Like extend your wallet. Extend your pouch. It just got so fucking stupid. And I'm sorry, Ubisoft. I love some of your great work and stuff, but this one just took nothing for me except disgust and disregard whatsoever, okay? So, once again, final verdict on the Adventurous Joe Show's video game review for Far Cry 4. We're going with a 6 out of 10. Badass seal of approval, because a lot of the shit in it was kind of badass, especially the wingsuit. If you can fly that thing just right, woo, baby, have fun. However, if you have trouble trying to fly it and shit, that's another story. Sometimes the helicopter will even screw you up. The little mini-copter, it's just a bunch of goofy shit. Either way, also, we're going to give a bit of a recommendation to try it out for yourself. However, do not pay $60 fucking for this game, okay? Do not pay that. You want to rent it? Go rent it. Solid as a rental, okay? But don't pay $60 fucking, okay? And on top of all that, do not waste money on the season pass. Yes, you get some different shit with the season pass, but it's nothing that could not have been, you know, if they just gave you a season pass and told you to go nuts, okay? Sorry, but that's how it is. So, once again, final verdict, 6 out of 10 for Far Cry 4. Badass seal of approval, and somewhat of a recommendation as, you know, solid as a rental if you try it out for yourself. If you've already played it, let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Okay, now, we're going to move on to our movie review of American Sniper. Coming up next. It's time for this week's movie review, and it's on American Sniper. Now, this story, unlike a lot of movies I see and stuff like that, I don't really care for these kind of war story movies and shit. However, this one was something that I had to see for myself. A friend of mine seen it, said the ending would leave you in tears, make you want to cry, and it's so sad and stuff like that, so I had to see it for myself. And he was right, okay? How it ended was really, really terrible, okay? That we don't ever pay attention to this shit, okay? Just because our fighting men and women go out there to serve and protect our country and shit like that, doesn't mean that they're coming home the same, okay? In American Sniper, Bradley Cooper plays this American soldier who's the best damn sniper they got, okay, in the military. Well, it turns out when he comes home, he's damaged. He's very damaged. He's damaged to the point that, you know, he starts having flashbacks of all kinds of shit. He gets to the point where he's about ready to want to kill somebody, you know, just for being around him and shit. It happens in a lot of cases here in the real world as well, okay? This is not just a movie. This is also stuff that happens in real life. One soldier actually, they did a story on it for Law and Order Special Victims Unit and stuff, okay, that it was ripped from the headline. One soldier went fucking crazy to the point that he shot his wife, was going to shoot his son, but then he killed himself out in the middle of the yard before cops could gun him down. Okay, it was just horrifying. It was a horrifying mess to hear about this shit. Well, in the reality of all sense things, our men and women come back from these wars we send them off to, or the government sends them off to and shit. They come back as damaged goods. They may look normal when they come home. They're so happy to be home and stuff. But deep down, they're terrified. Okay? What if something happens right here in my own country and stuff? Again, like 9/11 and shit like that. This is why we got the Wounded Warrior Project, okay? This is why we have things like that. To help out our fighting men and women. Okay? But, back on subject here of the movie. Bradley Cooper is literally going insane. His wife doesn't know what to do for him. His family and friends are starting to be very concerned about what's going on with him and shit. And it turns out the reason why he is so messed up about shit since, you know, he's gunned down a lot of people in Afghanistan while he was there and shit. Okay? But here's the thing. He had to shoot a child because the kid picked up a rocket launcher and was getting ready to use it. He had to shoot the kid. This blew my mind. Okay? I was very disgusted at this point with this movie. But at the same time, it's based on real events. Okay? Real life shit that happens. Now, some person came out and says American Sniper is not based on a true story or anything like that. Well, guess what, pal? You're wrong. Okay? The movie itself may not be accurate about everything. However, it's an all too common occurrence, okay? When every time you turn around, there is something going on with our fighting men and women, okay? And American Sniper pretty much showed that. Bradley Cooper did an amazing job in this one, you know, playing this soldier that just came home and shit. He's traumatized to the point that he starts having nightmares. He's having trouble sleeping, communicating with people, communicating with his own wife, and, you know, trying to be the husband that she once knew and shit like that. There's all sorts of things that are going on with this movie, okay? And for anyone to sit there and bash it and say, well, guess what, American Sniper is not exactly based on true events, is a fucking moron. Either way you look at it, American Sniper, a fantastic film done by Clint Eastwood, but it had a very sad ending, okay? I will not tell you how it ended. I will not say how it ended. I'm not going to spoil that for anyone. You want to know how it ended? See the movie for yourself in theaters. Otherwise, our final verdict on it is going to be an 8 out of 10. A fantastic job done by Clint Eastwood. Some of the action sequences in it, pretty badass. Okay? High recommendation. You check it out for yourselves. If you know about this kind of thing, dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and so on and so forth, you need to see this film. Okay? Bradley Cooper is an amazing actor, so I was very glad to see him in this film and stuff, and not some stupid comical role like he was in The Hangover, okay? This one was more serious. He took that to heart, and he was more of a serious actor in this than anything. And the role he had to play well done. Very well done, sir. Either way you look at it, our final verdict here at the Adventurous Joe Show, we're giving it an 8 out of 10, a badass seal of approval, and a high recommendation. You check it out for yourselves. If you've already seen the film, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Comment section down below. Sorry. I know all too well about this war stuff. My dad used to be in the Navy. My grandfather and his brother were in the military, served in the armed forces, and so on and so forth. So my family's pretty much in that situation as it is. Some of my cousins served in the military, Navy, so on and so forth. It's a big thing to worry about. That when they come home from, if they're involved in war and stuff like that, it's a real bad thing to worry about if they're going to come home okay, you know? That they're not going to come home all damaged, you know? Because a lot of people call them damaged goods when they come home. And that's just mean and rude, okay? In my opinion, these people need a lot of help, okay? Our fighting men and women may go there, protect and serve our country in these different places of the world and shit where they're called into, but doesn't mean that they come home the same. You know, they're not. It takes them time to get used to all this stuff, and especially if they've seen their friend lose an arm or a leg and stuff like that, or a fellow soldier get blown to bits. You know, that really can take a lot of stress on people. Which is why we at the American Joe Show, sorry, the Adventurous Joe Show, also support the Wounded Warrior Project. You know, it's a great project to be a part of. They help our fighting men and women get back on their feet again and stuff through times like this, you know, and that's about it. You want to know more? Look them up. Otherwise, that's about it for this week's movie review. Once again, American Sniper, we're giving it an 8 out of 10. Badass seal of approval for some of the great action sequences done in it. And high recommendation, you check it out for yourselves. Alright, now, we're going to move to the lighter side of things and into our kids review of Disney's Wreck-It Ralph. Coming up next. And welcome back. This week's kids review is on Disney's Wreck-It Ralph. Now, we all love video games, right? Okay, even little kids love video games and stuff. But imagine what it's like after we're not playing those video games anymore. Well, Disney's Wreck-It Ralph, thanks to Pixar, brought to life the big world of the video game characters and stuff. Things that they do when they are not being played by us and stuff. Like, for instance, in Wreck-It Ralph, the character himself, Wreck-It Ralph, okay, wants to be a good guy. He's tired of being the bad guy. And so he sets out on this big journey through different video game worlds and stuff to find the meaning of becoming a good guy. This story blew me away. I mean, Pixar and Disney did a fantastic job on this. It was not violent in the sense of, like, it's gonna ruin your kids and stuff like that. You wouldn't want your children watching blah, 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 blah. Okay? It was fantastically well done. I loved every moment of it. I enjoyed laughing through it. I loved how it ended altogether. Some of my favorite characters, besides Wreck-It Ralph himself, were Glitch. Glitch was an amazingly funny character. I mean, she just, you know, she can get under your skin, but at the same time, she's a lovable little character, okay? And fun to watch. The racing sequences are kind of funny. I mean, they're all driving in candy-like cars, okay? One looks like a freaking Jolly Rancher. Seriously. You know, it looks like a Jolly Rancher. Sorry. And then, there's ones that are cookies and so on and so forth. I mean, they're goofy-looking cars, okay? And it's all in this candy world, looking Candyland place or whatever. And Ralph is there trying to get his medal back. Okay, he lost his medal. He went into this video game where he had to, you know, he was fighting these bug-like alien creatures and stuff like that. Kind of like Starship Troopers. It was funny as can be, especially how he learns that, you know, he's not just a video game character, villain and stuff like that. And he wants to be something more than that. Okay? So Felix, who always is Mr. Fix-It, okay, he sets out on the journey to find Ralph and get him back into his own game world and stuff. Because as it stands right now, inside in the real world, they think the video game's broken, so they're being shut down and stuff. And it's like a dark time for all of them if Ralph doesn't return. So Ralph went from being the villain to a hero when he finds out that there's this character who's so-calledly pretending to be the king and stuff like that, did all this crap to glitch and stuff, is a major screwball that messed up other video game worlds and stuff like that, and brought about a change that no one expected happening. Either way you look at it, I'll tell you right now, this one I highly recommend your kids get to watch. You know, it's an incredibly great movie. Well done to Disney and Pixar themselves, you know. Not since Frozen have I enjoyed a film this good, okay? And I'll tell you right now, we're giving it a 10 out of 10. A wicked kick in the butt seal of approval. And high recommendation you let your kids check it out for themselves. If you've already seen it, or if you are a parent and you already let your kids watch it and stuff, let us know your thoughts down in the comments section down below. We're always looking for new reviews, for kids reviews and stuff like that. New things to review for the kids review. So if you got a suggestion, let us know. Otherwise, that's about it for this week's kids review. We'll see y'all next time. And we're going to move on now to our anime review. Coming up next. And welcome to this week's anime review of Black Lagoon. Now, okay, before you get started, no, it's not Creature from the Black Lagoon, it is Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is about how pirates, mercenaries, and all that good stuff of criminal behavior are in this little city all of their own, okay, sitting in the middle of the ocean and stuff like that. They've got their own little city where crime runs rampant, but the criminals, you know, have their own element and so on and so forth. Well, this accountant named Rock, okay, he gets involved with some of these criminals, these, I guess you call them mercenaries, bounty hunters, okay? They're headed up by Revy, and she's a very interesting character, okay? She not only has a dark past to herself, but she also has an incredibly great backstory with certain characters in the series as well. Now, one thing that leaves viewers hanging is how Black Lagoon ends, okay? Because Rock and Revy were alone together in China, okay? While Rock was there trying to visit family and stuff like that, they were also involved in helping this Chinese girl who was supposed to be some mob boss's daughter or something like that, Yakuza boss's daughter or something, and she was the head of the clan now and stuff like that. Okay, well when they go to help her out and shit, okay, she finds out that the one guy she cared about, who was also her bodyguard, that Revy killed him, and she tries to kill them both, okay? Well, something that leaves all the viewers hanging on and stuff is, did or did not Rock and Revy have something together during this little trip alone with each other? did while they were recovering from their wounds and stuff. Nobody knows. Revy hints at it. Rock won't say a word about it, but everyone, including Revy's friend, all think, they did something together. Now, just so you know, Black Lagoon is not meant for kids whatsoever. This is an anime meant for teenagers over the 18 and older crowd, okay? And it's also meant for adults, because there's a lot of sexual situations, adult situations, and so on and so forth in it. So, I'll tell you right now, some of the action sequences are so badass, especially when Revy is taking on this killer maid. I was like, holy crap, this woman is just gunning at her like crazy and shit. She shoots her, she stabs her. They just keep going at it over and over again. And I'm like, holy crap. They're down to the point where they're so exhausted with one another and crap that they try to fist fight with one another and they knock each other out cold. I was like, holy crap. Either way you look at it, my final verdict on Black Lagoon, the series, I will give it a complete 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, badass seal of approval, and a high recommendation you check it out for yourselves. But remember, this is not anime meant for children. This is for the 18 and over crowd. So, if you're the age of 18 and older, this anime will be direct for you and perfect for you to watch. And that's about it. If you've seen it already, let us know your thoughts down in the comments section down below. Either way, that's it. Now, on to the final part of the show, the Cosplayer of the Week segment. Coming up next. Alright people, welcome to this week's Cosplayer of the Week segment. And it's brought to you by the Adventurous Joe Show and Nerd Block. For all your epic goodies every month, sign up at nerdblock.com. Links down in the description. Now, this week's Cosplayer of the Week is none other than Lani Martinez, otherwise known as Silhouette Realms Cosplay. And she does a fantastic job, people. I've gotten to know Lani over the past couple years. She's an incredibly great cosplayer. And I'll tell you right now, she does an amazing job on all the cosplays that she does. From Green Lantern to Pinhead from Hellraiser and much, much more. Check out, we're going to show you some of her amazing cosplays right now. Check them out for yourselves. And don't forget to send her big congrats on Facebook. And I think she's on Twitter as well, but I think mostly on Facebook. At the moment, you can find her easily. Either way, big congrats to her. She's also being inducted into this year's 2015 class of Hall of Fame class of 2015. I am so sorry about that. Real tongue-tied today. Either way, check out our amazing cosplays right now, and we'll see you for the ending part of the show. Enjoy! next Cosplayer of the Week and next inductee to the T.A.J.S. Class of 2015 Hall of Fame, Lonnie Martinez, also known as Silhouette Realms Cosplay. Woo! Send her big congrats on this one. She did a fantastic job, and we're proud to have her as the next member of the Cosplayer Force. That's an epic little Facebook page we're working on. We are still looking for someone to do the main header and stuff like that for the banner. If you're interested, let us know. We had someone that was supposed to be working on it but never got back to us, so either they backed out of the project or they just ain't doing it no more. Either way, that's it for this week's Adventurous Joe Show. And next week we're going back in time, baby, because here on the Adventurous Joe Show, we're going to be, it's Retro Week. Well, Throwback Week, we're calling it. Either way you look at it. From our comic book review all the way down to our anime review are going to be old school goodies. I mean, even the video game is old school. How awesome is that? You might even see yours truly wearing something different that was I wore back in my younger years. 37 years old and I'm already saying my younger years. Not over the hill yet, people. Either way you look at it, that's it for this week's Adventurous Joe Show. I have been your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe. And until next week, peace out. May the Force be with you. And may the power protect you all. We'll see you all next week, folks. Have a safe and great weekend.